what's good, everybody? It's Anna from Blastburn Radio, and holy shit. It's time for Week 3 PvP. This is my thoughts and feelings about these matches as we go and review them. As always, you may have noticed that everything is very different behind me, and that's because I'm not recording from home or on my normal equipment. I am in Oklahoma at the moment, visiting my partner and his family, meeting his parents before we move up to Maine all together at the end of the week. So it's been a really exciting week. Sorry this is late. I'm actually set up in Jason's office, getting all of this ready to go, which is awesome. But legitimately, it's been a bit of a challenge as Pretzel decides to put lots of garbage behind me, evidently. Well, it's just going to have to do. My first match this week is against Celeste, as you can see. Leading out with that Grand Bowl. It was, so big strategy for this week was to spread status with Fame. So that we could use Hex. I'm gonna see if I can turn this down real quick. There we go. That's a little bit better, huh? Sorry about that, y'all. And we started off just like we said we were going to. So there is that paralysis. And this is where we start doing power up punches to build stacks. Not really thinking too much about how this boy on the other side is gonna whirlwind us out at some point. Because I had a dumb moment where I was like, "What's this Skarmory gonna do to me? Like, this is a perfect time to set up." That was a crit. I think that's the most disgusting thing. It did nothing. Though admittedly at +2, if I started hitting return, it probably would have been a bit more effective. I decided to reduce its attack. I don't know if I was expecting a switch at this point or not. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually played this match. I just got back from having lunch, so apologies for all the clear in my throat. We are barely moving the needle, but we are +3. I'm like kicking my own ass watching this, being like, you should have just seen how much a return would do and then decide whether you're staying in or not. And there's the whirlwind. But legitimately, not a bad whirlwind switch out for us. Like, we couldn't have asked for much better than our awesome balloon. And this bird is not especially defensive. Look at that Hex. Holy crap. That is absolutely incredible. Here I am going for a boost. And here comes the Raichu, unfortunately. And we totally get the ominous wind boost, which is freaking fantastic. I think it's interesting because I spent a lot of time thinking here about what I should do. I choose to stockpile in the hopes that 2 stages of special defense are going to be enough to make a difference against this Raichu. And unfortunately, I am very, very wrong. I don't know if I could have KO'd it with Hex after +1, which has a higher base power than Ominous Wind, but I should have tried. Legitimately. Because look at that Ominous Wind almost took it out. There's a reasonable chance that I could have made that happen. Even if I had failed, it would have KO'd me, for sure. But there's a reasonably good chance Hex would have taken it out. I'm bringing the Revenge Killer. Ain't much faster than a Mega Aerodactyl. Very, very fast. I really want a Rock Tomb, but this is a worrying choice. So what am I worried about here? I'm worried about static. But Rock Tomb has a chance to miss, which is not ideal. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. And we clear Raichu off the field. And out comes Jamak, our good frog friend, for Celeste. So staying out on this thing is not great, for obvious reasons. But a lot of my team takes some serious damage from water, particularly special water. And now I am, unfortunately, taking some hits in here. Oh my goodness, look at this. The hazards on the way in, plus the damage from the water pulse, and I'm confused. It's no good, but legitimately, we can't afford to switch out. Oh, and look, Rose is all grown up. Rose punches herself in confusion, which is legitimately the worst. But I'll tell you what, this thing, like, super walls Rose. It's not specially defensive, but it resists grass and is immune to poison. Which is not great. We use Giga Drain anyway, and look at that damage. It's a crit, but it did give us a little bit of health back, which is fantastic. Out comes this Aerodactyl. Sneaky Pebble's doing tons of work for my opponents this season. Still have no way to clear them. And here comes the Rock Tomb. It is enough to take out this Skarmory, which has been a huge pain in my ass the whole season. Every week I get a little bit better at dealing with the Skarmory, but it always extracts such a heavy cost. So I am weighing the fact that there's a good chance Carmelite doesn't get to come back out. At least not real well. Look at that. That is absurd. He lived on 1. Which really sucks. Ugh, those hazards. It hurts so bad. But we're gonna Giga Drain again. Out comes Benson. Look at how hard that hits. Another crit too. Rose is like legitimately so good. We're going to Venus Shock and see if we can finish this. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, and here comes this awful, awful thing. I'm telling you what, the second I can pick up the Brick Break TM, everything that can know it will know it. The yawn. Whatever will I do? I'm gonna bring out London. I'm out of lemonade, y'all. Yumian is like legitimately so freaking good, it's absurd. But 2 can play at the yawn game. Now there is a fairly fair chance that Yumian will swap out. And you can see myself thinking that. I'm thinking, Yumian's going to swap out. I'm going to bring out Rose. Get some good free healing out on Giga Drain on someone. And look at that. It's my lucky day. Ooh, look at that. We lived on 5. And another one bites the dust. Rose is so good. Rose is so much better than I ever would have expected. I'm so very happy to be using a Rose raid this series, and I honestly, like, barring some disaster or Elite Four planning mishap, I think Rose is coming with us all the way to the end. Win or lose. Now this is rough because this thing has priority. There isn't a whole lot I can do about this, and even though I'm going to resist a hit, 8 hit points legitimately ain't enough for me to live, and I can't come back in on 8. I love how I chose a move that would not have worked in this context, knowing I was going to die. Samsari is a great answer to Shiitake, but it's not fully evolved yet. And that's problematic. Ugh, look at all that damage from hazards. Here's the Intimidate. Trying to reduce this thing's offensive presence. Spread some status. Here comes the Bullet Seed. It does so much damage. We did get the Thunder Wave off, which is really good. We're going to get one hit off. I was hoping for the full para, but we didn't get it. See, now, the big problem we're running up against is Yumian is in the back, and Samsara can't do nothing to Snorlax. Even if we can finish off this mushroom fighter. Ugh, and all that hazards. I say it every time, but it's so bad. So here's the priority. We barely lived through it. And here comes Yumian. And there ain't no point in switching. Samsara can't come back in. Here's the Body Slam. And now all we got is London, which is tank v tank, which is, it's not the worst, but we know that from past matches that Snorlax does a bit of sleeping on a regular basis. But yeah, here we are, gonna end up in the same situation, unfortunately. So why are we crunching here? We need the defense downs if we're gonna knock this thing out before it knocks us out. which we get one, but the Rocky helmet damage is absolutely gonna demolish us, and there's the rest. Like as soon as Yumian hit rest, we were in trouble. Because now we're asleep. I'm rock tombing to avoid Rocky helmet damage. We woke up, which is great. Get the speed down on this lad. Keeps getting slower. And here it wakes up and body slams. And that's going to be it, folks. And it's a crit, too. I don't think it mattered, but it was a close match. This was the closest I got to dropping Celeste this season. Got her down to one Pokemon. And now we have our match against Steven. We had to bring Carmelite because Mega Pinsir is a thing. You know, one of the things that makes me really happy as I go through rewatch these matches is I felt like in the early parts of this season, my opponent's teams and Pokemon, numerically or statistically, were much better than mine. It really put me at a disadvantage. But every week that I get better Pokemon, like I do better. Which is a really good feeling because, I mean, I think everybody knows it really sucks to lose like every week when you're doing PvP. But at the end of the day, I'm not hapless. Like, I'm okay at what I'm doing. I have made some very bad misplays this season, which I attribute more to being out of the Pokemon scene for almost a year. But the more we do it, the better we get. Oh god, I hate this. I hate dealing with Optimus. He's such a pain in the ass. He's not even a big battle bro yet. I'll take the opportunity to make him feel drowsy and force a switch. And we're gonna Rock Tomb whatever comes in afterwards. Slow it down. Which was a good call. I mean, our attack falls, which isn't great. We get a super effective move off that also lowers its speed, which is really good. Plus the Sandstorm chip. Get the Intimidate out. Not that it mattered. This is a really fateful turn for me. Because that thing, if it's got a Steel type move, is really going to F up my day. And it got a Defiant boost, which is a great read on Steven's part. But now I gotta decide what to do. Do I switch out? Or do I go for that quad effective power-up punch on a baby Pokemon? Because Poniard is not the fastest boy in the world, but Fame is real slow. I decided to play a game of chicken, and guess what, y'all? I lost it. And that makes a huge difference. Losing my Intimidator and Support Mon real early. Keep in mind the rocks are down as well, which is not great. You can almost see my agonized look trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do against this team now. Look at that banded Malclaw. Look how much damage that did. That thing hits harder than it has any right to. This thing is like legitimately about to like run ham on me. Out comes Peanut. Bringing that speed down. We're going to try to crunch. We're already hurting. I don't want to give this thing a free set of damage. Onto something. For a Hippo, that did a respectable amount of damage. Granted, Meowstic isn't exactly the most bulky Pokemon. Out comes Shadow Ball. Send out our Revenge Killer. Mega Aerodactyl is like legitimately so great. You know, it's so sad. Like, I talk about this on the show a lot, but for all of its flaws, I legitimately love Mega Evolution, and like the Mega designs are just magnifique. Out comes Sashimi, which isn't fantastic. Thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. Sorry, y'all. As I try to figure out what I want to do here. I think it's interesting that I'm making the decision to switch into higher here. The surprise withdraw. Oh, this is so bad. Out comes the little Poniard again. And this thing is just gonna fuck me up. Here comes the feint attack. Banded for so much damage. Like, I legitimately got no answer for this thing. I mean, I did a ton. Even resisted. But it's not going to be enough to live another one of these. I gotta make a decision here. Am I gonna try to confuse it or am I gonna nasty plot? So I'm gonna try nasty plot. It turns out to be not the worst. We're 2 stages up. We get that boom burst off, +2. Oh, that was such a beautiful hit there. Now here's the problem. Steven specifically pulled Optimus out, not just because it didn't want to take a chatter to the face, but because this thing has to be hitting with band. It's hitting way too hard, which means that it can't sucker punch, or couldn't earlier, but now it can. And banded sucker punch is no joke. What's interesting is I could have, as an example, decided to nasty plot that turn, hoping that he was going to sucker punch and then be locked into sucker punch.
What you have is nothing more than a system of wires and circuits. It can.
We could just sit there and nasty plot all day till he decides to switch out, but I wasn't thinking about that at the moment. I was hoping I could live 1 because I was reasonably certain I could KO everything else with stab boom burst at +2. And this is gonna be hard garbage right here. And there's the switch because of the band. And out comes this little tiny creature. And if we learn anything from fighting against Brad, this ain't gonna do shit. Got a fish for boosts. Here comes the electro ball. And that is all she wrote, folks. Another week, another 2 losses. But I felt better about my first game. My second game, I made a bad miscalculation. But that's it. That's the week. That's all the stuff.
Hey y'all, it's Anna from Blasphemy Radio. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on our journey through
the Kalos region. If you want to make sure to keep up to date on all the gameplay for Blastburn Radio Season 8, you can do so here on YouTube, and only on YouTube this season. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, maybe give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and additionally, if you want to make sure you don't miss a single video, you got to hit that bell. That's the way YouTube works. I don't make the rules. From all of us here at Blastburn Radio, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for loving our show, and we will see you next time. Bye.